Hey, it's Time Spark 11 with team prep for week 3, or technically round 3, of the Lost Ones Draft League. So I'll be going up against the Roman Rose Raids. Taffy, the coach, has drafted Tapu Koko, Tangrowth, Hawlucha as a Z-Move user, Latias, Crocodile, Alomomola, Cresselia, Araquanid, Registeel, Electros as a Z-Move, Miltank a Z-Move, and Silvally Fire type. So, as usual, I'm bringing Charizard. No reason to really run anything different than usual. This set pretty much covers everything. And it's not like Charizard Y really gets a ton of great options anyway. This is about all I really can run. So next, Zapdos, using the usual set because there's not really much reason to run Heat Wave. Like, the only thing that Heat Wave is really good for would be the Registeel, and Thunderbolt can take care of Registeel anyway, if it came down to it. So, nothing really needed unusual on Zapdos for this week. So, it should be able to deal decently with Hawlucha. Pretty sure there's nothing Hawlucha gets that can seriously harm Zapdos, so this is my main counter to Hawlucha. Tapu Koko can hit it pretty hard, but it can at least hold its own against Koko and stall out the terrain for a bit. It can't hit Koko very hard, but it can at least Toxic it. But I probably won't be staying in on Koko, since I will want to preserve this for Hawlucha. It can handle Tangrowth pretty okay by stalling it with Toxic, and then PP stalling its Synthesis if it has it. Tangrowth, the worst it could do to Zapdos really is Hidden Power Ice, probably. And that won't be doing too much. So, Crocodile, I don't want to take a knockoff from the Crocodile, but at least I can switch in on Earthquake. Most likely he'll be running Scarf Crocodile, because it's the best that Crocodile can really use. So, Cresselia, I could probably stall out Cresselia. Araquanid, I hit that really hard. And I have Defog, so if it wants to set up sticky webs, I can just get rid of that right away. Electros could be a bit of an issue. And Miltank and Silvally Fire, I don't really see any issues with them. So Zapdos is a really good matchup against most of the opposing team this week. Okay, next, Ava Unit 1. First time I'm using a Nidoking, finally. So I'm not running any speed on this because I run calcs, and for one thing, everything's slow on the opposing team. I already outspeed with modest, no speed investment, and everything that would be fast on their team, timid with full speed investment, I do not outspeed. So I went with max HP instead, and modest for the extra power. So I OHKO Tapu Koko, and the worst it could do to me, I think, is Hidden Power Ice, which at most I believe would do around 50% since I'm running max HP. Might do 60%. Either way, it's not going to OHKO, so I can OHKO the Tapu Koko with either Earth Power or Sludge Wave. Sludge Wave, I believe, would be the safer option overall. I OHKO the Latias, and it can't one-hit KO me with anything, I believe. Unless it's running like Specs Ice Beam. I think that's one of the only things that Latias could do to OHKO my Ava. So Cresselia, I don't hit the Cresselia very hard, and it 2-hit KOs me. I believe 2-hit KOs with Psychic, so I'm not going to be staying in on that. I OHKO the Silvally Fire. Electros doesn't really want to do much to me, and I believe I can 1-hit KO it with Sludge Wave. Registeel, 1-hit KO. Araquanid, I think I'm just short of 1-hit KO with Thunderbolt. I'll have to run calcs on that again before I start the match. But basically, I hit a ton of stuff really hard, and max HP investment means that whatever I go up against, I can guarantee living 1 hit from anything and then take it out. So Nidoking is going to be very useful here. Mimikyu, bringing the Jolly one. Actually, yeah, I should switch over to the Adamant one, probably. I'm going to need Shadow Sneak here. And there's nothing I really need the speed for. So, honestly, I don't know why I put that in there. Instead of just running Adamant to begin with. And going to switch items around. Okay, so Mimikyu got Shadow Claw to hit everything, almost everything neutrally. Play Rough destroyed the Crocodile and the Latias and the Hawlucha. Shadow Sneak, very good, safe backup for Hawlucha, Koko, and Latias. Overall, should be very useful against almost everything there. And nothing especially hurts. Nothing 1-hit KOs it, I think. Crocodile is the only thing that can 1-hit KO, I think. And if it's running Intimidate, that'll hurt me, but I believe I can still OHKO it with Play Rough. Probably the main threat on the opposing team is going to be that Hawlucha. And another thing that stops the Kokolucha, my trusty Rin Kagami Raichu, the namesake for my server, the Lost Ones Sweeping. So the entire reason I drafted this was because they had Kokolucha. So I specifically drafted Rin just to be used in this week. So Thunderbolt just destroys Hawlucha. I resist both its stab moves, and I have to Sash in case it does actually. I think Hawlucha can outspeed, depending on what it's running. If it goes for max speed, it's going to outspeed me, but if it doesn't go for max speed like they usually do, then I will outspeed Raichu, and Hawlucha is just no threat after that. The main threat is going to be webs from Araquanid and rocks from the Registeel. So I'm going to have 2 ways to get rid of hazards because that I have Zapdos for Defog, and finally Fortress for Rapid Spin. So I'm probably going to use this as a lead because whether they lead with Registeel or Araquanid, either way, this is going to be a very good counter lead. I can just set up my own rocks while they set up their hazards, Rapid Spin to get rid of whatever they have, and then Volt Switch out. If they want to set their hazards up again that turn, then it just gives me something free to attack with. If not, then I've kept their hazards away for a little while. So Kobayashi's just going to be there for hazard control. Raichu also hits Alomomola and Araquanid really hard. And it can revenge kill Koko, as long as I still have the sash up. So I believe that's everything relevant to go over with my team prep for week 3, technically round 3 because matches are every 2 weeks, of the Lost Ones Draft League. So I'll be having the actual battle shortly after recording this, and the video of it should be up tomorrow, I think. So, see you next time!